The Fred Rogers biopic, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, is ready to move into U.S. theaters on November 22nd by TriStar Pictures. I am the Asian Pirate, and today we have my reaction to trailer number 1. Good day, mates. I am the Asian Pirate. Without betraying my age, I will say that growing up as a kid, I spent most of my childhood watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It was a magical series that used music, fantasy, and imagination to teach us important lessons like how the world worked and, most importantly, how to be a better human being through kindness and caring. Want to come with me to the neighborhood? Let's go.
Hello, neighbor. Hey, I'm looking for Fred Rogers. In here. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine?
Wow.
Please won't you be my neighbor?
Tom Hanks is the perfect person to play Fred Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, I'm here to interview you. It is so nice to meet you. You okay? I'm profiling Mr. Rogers.
Lloyd, please don't ruin my childhood.
This piece will be for an issue about heroes. Do you consider yourself a hero?
He was definitely my hero.
We are trying to give the world positive ways of dealing with their feelings. Yeah, like what? There are many things you can do. You can play all the lowest keys on a piano at the same time. Love broken people like me. Sometimes we have to ask for help, and that's okay. I think the best thing we can do is to let people know that each one of them is precious.
Hey, Mr. Rogers. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Please won't you be my neighbor?
That was wonderful.
Oh, that was incredible. Okay, let me collect my thoughts and we'll be right back. Okay, folks, so let's talk about this trailer and the film a little bit. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is a American biopic directed by Marielle Heller with a screenplay written by Micah Fitzgerald Blue and Noah Harpster. And this is based on an article that appeared in Esquire titled Can You Say Hero by Tom Junod. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, Junod. And this movie focuses on Junod, who is played by Matthew Rhys, as a journalist for Esquire, and his assignment is to profile Fred Rogers. And this man is pretty much a broken man. He's very cynical in the world, it looks like, and he has a lot of doubts as to the sincerity and validity of Mr. Rogers. And this film, let's see, will air in the United States on November 22nd of this year, and it's produced by TriStar Pictures. So a little background about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was an American half-hour educational series created by Fred Rogers. He created it back in 1962 on Canadian television, and then in 1966, when he moved back to the United States, he rebranded the series as Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and the debut of the show happened on February 19th of 1968 on what would eventually become PBS. And the show ran an incredible, I believe it was 31 seasons and a total of 912 episodes, including specials. The final air date of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was August 31st of 2001. So that's the background on the film and on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and I just want to take a few minutes to talk about what this film means to me. And I remember as a young kid at my grandparents' apartment building and ultimately at their house, where I would be sitting on the bedroom floor watching on their bedroom TV Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And it was the one time in my childhood where I really felt safe. And my eyes were being opened to a bigger world than the little world that I was in as a child. And Mr. Rogers, through his program, was able to make every single person who watched it feel as if they mattered, made them feel as if they were important, and that you were important to him. And with this program, it kind of had two different focuses. On one half of the program, he would be looking at different places or careers, interviewing people about certain aspects of their jobs or their lives. And then the other half of the series focused on a tale within the neighborhood of make-believe, and where there was it was all run by puppets and humans. And these stories in the neighborhood of make-believe had some kind of a moral lesson behind it, and I think it was a very great way to teach kids an important lesson without them actually realizing that they were being taught a lesson. And Mr. Rogers' popularity became so ingrained in our society that he was actually brought in before Congress to testify about the importance that public television played in American society. And today we live in a society where we have no respect for our fellow citizens or for mankind. We have greed and hatred running our society. The corporations have power over our lives. Racism is rampant. Debt and homelessness and poverty is rampant. And the world is coming to a head. And I am not going to place any blame on this video. This video is not going to become political in nature. But I think what has gone wrong in our society is that today's generation doesn't have the heroes that we had when we were kids. They don't have the examples that we had. And even to the people in our country who are older than us, who should know better, again, not naming names, we should be a people that is not motivated by greed or the lust for power. We should not be motivated by hatred. We should be a people that is compassionate, loving, caring, and whose sole purpose is to improve the lives of others and to better ourselves and understand ourselves better as human beings. And I think that is a very important point to be made. If we are ever to grow up as a society and leave these childish, stupid things behind us, we need to have the moral backbone to do what's right in our society. And Mr. Rogers was the perfect example of that human being. And we are a worse off world without Fred Rogers. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys right now. Please do me a favor and leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video. If you have any great Fred Rogers stories, I'd love to hear them. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell icon so that you can receive notifications from this channel. And please give this video a thumbs up so others can find it as well. I want to thank Sony Pictures for dropping this trailer, and in fact for filming this film because it needed to be done. And I urge all of you to go see this movie in the theaters this Thanksgiving. I am the Asian Pirate. Live long and prosper.